What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, September 23rd, and this is episode 16 of the Micro Galaxy Squadcast, a show dedicated to all things Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron. Tonight, we're going to take a look at Series 10 pre-orders, more cancellations, and has Series 9 finally hit? We'll also give away something cool. To help me talk through all that, once again, Mr. Microfleet, Kevin Tanner.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Thanks, everybody, for joining here. Lots of chatter going on before we got started. So thanks,
Much
everybody,
chat. Yeah.
for
Hey,
tuning
if
in
we start
early.
5 minutes late every time, it's like everybody's hanging out and chat's blowing up.
I know. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, somehow, thanks to Adelphi Rangers, who said something about chat on my channel before there. I think I was in there editing and I made it for children, which I believe disables chat. So I had to jump in there and make it for adults, which, to be fair, I feel like a fairly child-friendly show.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think there was a period of time there where somebody dropped a cuss word and then we had to go back through and try to edit and find that place to take that
I
out and
did.
said, we should just
Yeah,
not do that
not on
anymore.
the Squadcast branded stream, but yeah, I think on one last year, maybe I had to go in and bleep out a word here or there, but
Yes.
yeah, I mean the hope is that you could sit down with your kid and watch it and geek out about toys together. I don't know who's doing that. I don't know if anybody's doing that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one day I'll show my kid and he'll like to watch them. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
He
Cool.
certainly is into the toys.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad
Not
to
as
hear
much
that.
as Transformers. Transformers are still, ooh boy, man, he
Really?
he
Deep,
is
huh?
all in.
That's awesome.
But he does love the Star Wars ships as well, which is fun.
Well, they've got a lot of good Transformer stuff out there right now, don't they?
Oh, so much, man. I could talk forever. Not a Transformers fan until he got into it, and we've been able
Yeah.
to kind of get into it together, which is fun.
Cool. Have you started diving into some of the older stuff?
What's that? A little bit, but it's
Yeah.
mostly. I mean, he's into the old cartoon and stuff like that, so
Nice.
it's fun. But yeah, all the new toys are pretty amazing.
Cool.
Man, so many people in chat, even with that crazy snafu going on. I see Straswa in there saying hi. Adelphi Rangers again. Sweetest Plum. Steve 3 here hanging out with us. Check out his show on DL44 Network. You need it. On each weekend, he'll unbox a couple things. Calabos 1, who has kindly sent in some pictures tonight. Darth Stargazer, Hector Castellanos, James Goodyear, John Howard, Matthew Poe. TK, what's up, man? How's it going? Mateo Verse, should I get the ATDP? I don't know why you would ask that question. Of course, you should get one. At least one. Everyone should have at least one. It is, to me, it's one of the coolest little walkers. And I think it's going to be taller than the ATST, right?
It should be a lot taller based on the images I've seen of it. So,
Rob, how's it going? DC Metro, glad to have you with us.
Yep.
Luke
Thank
Malone,
you for joining.
DC Metro, an unwilling or unknowing contributor to the show fairly often with all of his.
He's got more
that he
details
does for the community.
More details and background information than you could ever imagine somebody having. So thanks for
Tom Davis,
up on
Wes Sanders, Hal Runner Base. What's up, man? Good to see you. Israel, good to see you guys. Bagel 05. Lots of Razor Squadron. Lots of familiar names here. John, how's it going?
For sure.
Kevin.
Yes.
It's been a little quiet.
It has
and
been.
we ended up taking a whole week off.
That's right.
A whole episode off. I should say we're almost at the month mark. So apologies for that. I guess I don't know. It would have been a very, very, very short show if we had come on last week. But
yeah, agreed.
Here we are.
Not a whole lot to talk about. But hey, we get a chance to talk about it this week.
And like clockwork, we've got an episode and news breaks the day of. And really,
Yeah.
right as we go live, we had some posts pop up that were pretty exciting
Yeah.
that we'll get into pretty soon. Kevin, everything good in your world in this last month?
Everything has been rocking and rolling, man. I've got it's been funny. I've got one project that I'm working on. Typically I have like 5 or 6 different things going on at once.
These are
But I've got
3D printing projects, things like that.
yeah, yep, I've got one
Mm-hmm.
project which is actually right here. I'll see if I can do this without damaging anything. I've got uh the Rex's version of the
Yep.
ATTE, which is in process. So I just finished painting the major layer yesterday. So got a bunch of news still, or a bunch of stuff still to do on it. But that's basically it, man. What about with you?
Hey, we've had birthday parties, and the house
Yeah, did you
debacle is
finish?
now done.
Nice.
As of this week, we're done. Everything's back together and working. So
That's
I
great.
feel like at least one little part of my life has significantly less chaos as I sit here in my bonus room and look out at just the insane amount of chaos in this room.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
now that that's done, I need to tackle all of the toys that are just everywhere in this room, boxes and boxes, everything's sitting out. I've got a nice just stack of vault
Hmm.
boxes over here. There's still things piled around my desk here from unboxing things on the stream here.
Oh, really?
So with one project out of the way, now hopefully I can get up here and kind of clean up some of this stuff and get it organized and maybe even get some more on display. That would be fun as well. And
Yeah.
I might, I like the congrats to Hasbro on
Hmm.
funding their gunship.
Gosh, that was right down to the last
It
minute,
was
wasn't it?
down to the wire. I like this one right here with all the gunships.
Hmm.
Might rotate out some of these
Yeah.
things I've had for a while here
Right.
and get some fun new. It's a bummer you can't even see the ones up here. There's
Yeah.
a cool Hoth one up here that I really like.
Nice. Looks like you need some flight stands in that in there.
If only I knew someone that made flight stands.
Yeah,
Tell you what,
right.
Kevin, I haven't had my 3D printer on in months and months and months. So
Yeah.
it might be time to fire that thing back up and start working on it.
It's funny. I run my 3D printer so often, it feels really uncomfortable to turn it off. Because I'm like, I'm just afraid I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to try to turn it back on and it won't work.
You're just used to that ambient hum of the
Yeah. Well, it's actually out in the garage, so I don't really even hear it that much. But it's definitely one of those things when I go outside, I'm used to hearing that fan going.
yeah.
And every
Yeah.
time that I don't hear the fan, I'm like, oh, there's some type of problem.
Mine is in the room above our bedroom. So if you're
Mm.
really, really quiet at night,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
you
just
hear it.
faintly hear the sound, the
Yeah.
it's all right. We ever since having a kid,
Hmm.
we never stopped using a sound machine.
Gotcha.
We had the baby in the room as you
Hmm.
do for
Hmm.
the first couple months, and use the sound machine. And then when the baby moved up to his own room, the
Hmm.
sound machine stayed with us, and we never got rid of it.
Wow, man,
So
that's so funny because I didn't figure out until probably maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, the reason why I was sleeping so poorly for the past like 6 years or 7 years was because of the sound machine. So there was
sleep apnea.
well, my wife had, she works at a hospital and she had
Yeah.
talked to a sleep doctor and was like, what you really need to do is you need like a 30-day reset where you and your husband sleep separate so that that way you can like get a full night's sleep, no disruptions or anything like that. So
Whoa.
I did that and I went into the other room where it's completely dark, completely silent, and I slept like a freaking baby. I was like, I've never slept this good in my life. And
You're a
so,
deprivation chamber kind of guy.
yeah, absolutely. It's like it's got to be quiet. Any noise. And then we did some construction on my house and we did a patio in the back. And so the the drain that comes out of the gutter
Sure.
goes down 3 stories.
Oh, goodness.
And so the drain got shifted a little bit. So when it rained, you'd hear this plunk, plunk, plunk all night long because it's dropping 3 stories down. And oh man, that
See,
was terrible.
that's why I've got to have the sound. I don't want those little creaks and pops
Yeah.
and things like that bothering me as I sleep.
Oh man, terrible. But
Kevin,
anyways, yes, we got a lot to talk about.
we've got a giveaway tonight.
We do have a giveaway.
As
That's right.
some of you here tonight may have seen,
Mhm.
may know. We're going to give away a Royal Guard tie interceptor.
That's right.
So, if you were one of the not few, we'll talk
We don't
about
have
this
a
in a minute.
giveaway, but the
Hit or
here's
miss.
the-
We've had some spoilers for the next segment.
yeah.
We've had some tie interceptors showing up, and friend of the Facebook group, friend of the show, friend of ours, I would say.
That's right.
At this point,
Absolutely.
Robert Caleb, you know him, you love him. He's donating one of his finds to a
Yes.
lucky person here tonight, and I believe, Kevin, is this at all ready to go?
Well, I think so based on what the notes are here. Is that what we're going with?
Yes. Is that correct?
Okay.
Is it open for business?
Let's start it right now. It is open for business.
Boys and girls, if you head to the live chat on either channel and type in #Royal, that will enter you in the Royal Guard tie interceptor.
That's right.
What's up, Steve Hines? Good to see you.
ROYAL. Royal.
Yes. #Royal will enter you to win. Capitalization does not matter. You cannot enter more than once. As always, same old rules. And we will hit that button. Matthew Healy, I see there in the chat. Maybe it's the Matthew Healy from 1975. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a Star Wars podcast kind of guy. Paul Moadib. All the good crew in here tonight. Mechanthrope, what's up, man? Royale with cheese, he says.
Nice.
Classic Canadian. All right. So
we
will remind you guys here in a little while about that giveaway.
Yes.
We somehow ended up having a decent amount to talk about. So let's jump into the first segment, which will very messily bleed into the product news. But for now, let's see what's been happening at retail on Peg Warning.
That's right. So as I just showed, first things first is Ross and DD's have popped up here with a number of different items that have come out. So it seems like all the light armor class that doesn't make it to the actual shelves of our major retailers are getting to one of these two stores. And I believe DD's is owned by Ross, or is
correct. They even look exactly the same when you walk in, which is weird.
So
it's just a little sadder.
Yeah. Finding these is extremely hit or miss. I mean, you really do need to almost be there when they put them out, because I don't think that these will last very long on the shelf. But you've got basically all of these Royal Guard interceptors that showed up. And then you have some other light armor class stuff from series 4 and 6. So you got your just regular tie interceptors, as well as there's the CAC-10 Jedi Starfighter and the Vulture Droid. But yep, those things are popping up out there. So keep your eyes peeled. I would imagine the thing that we haven't seen yet, Cole, has been land speeders. That will be an interesting one to see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because those never hit retail.
Right. And you know, that may be
US.
one, you know, I think in the past, Max had kind of spoken to this a little bit. You know, there's a possibility that those didn't even get produced up to the 5,000 mark on those. So there's a good possibility that there were less than 5,000 of those even produced.
Or
based
they're
on
in a
how the
shipping
production was
container at the
going and
bottom
the
of the
assortments and
ocean.
things like that.
Yeah.
Either that or there's several thousand of them in a warehouse somewhere,
Right.
which
Yeah.
as we've seen could be
Could
true.
be absolutely could be
There
going on.
legitimately could be just 2,000 of them sitting in a warehouse,
Yeah.
worth tens of thousands of dollars.
That's right. That's right. And
Pretty wild,
then
though. I mean, I think the Royal Guard Interceptor was a pretty highly sought after rare that
for
didn't
sure.
see a lot of shelf life there. So, um, I mean, that was wild. We've seen Antok show up a little
Hmm.
bit. Obviously we saw Sabine in small numbers
Yeah.
hitting. So it's pretty wild. I think basically anything at this point that's not anything is on the table to show up there, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
And isn't it crazy too that you know, like what would have happened had all the major retailers actually carried the full line?
Yeah.
And how many of these would have actually gotten out there, and how many are just stuck out there somewhere in the back of somebody's car?
Yeah, it's tough to go down the what might have been road, but I think specifically with Series 4 because it was such an incredible
Hmm.
lineup.
Yeah, it really was.
The split case assortment thing and just not getting many of those onto shelves
Hmm.
was ultimately probably a pretty rough patch in the line there that may
Yeah.
have affected future retail and future orders and things like that, because that seems like something that really should have been ordered in full quantities, and that would,
Hmm.
I assume, all of Series 4 would have sold through pretty easily if it
Yeah,
had all been on shelves. So kind of a bummer, but it's cool to see some of it show up now.
absolutely.
Always love that for people. And even if you don't find it, it's great for everyone just because it drives down the aftermarket price. And, that's great too.
Yeah, for sure.
Always love that coming down.
So the other thing that we've got here, I don't have a picture of this, but we had some things change here with Amazon. So we've got two different parts to this with Amazon. The first was the Series 9 stuff. So there were a bunch of emails that went out, I believe on Sunday is when it all went out to everybody, that some of the items that were pre-ordered, mainly Starfighter class stuff, has been delayed, or there was a ship date and now there is no longer a ship date to it. There were a handful of people that actually got a shipped email, but it didn't actually ship. Yep. So
That would be
Cole's
me.
one of them.
Super, super strange. And I don't know what it means because beyond Micro Galaxy, just everything I pre-order on Amazon, the estimated ship dates are truly estimates. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Wild West over there, and you never know what's going on. Um, I'll get months and months. They'll send me email updates of, "Hey, here's your new estimated date. The date has changed. Here's your new date." And then in the middle of the night on a random Thursday, it'll say, "Hey, this is shipped nowhere near the estimated date." So I take
Hmm.
all those with a pretty large grain of salt. It is what it is, but it's unfortunate that some people reported getting cancellations on some of those too, which is a huge bummer. I don't know necessarily what that says about when these are actually going to ship from Amazon, but
Yeah.
I was very, very, very confused to get Gmail kind of threads similar emails together, and mine had the shipped header for the ATDP. So I jumped on sat up straight in bed and started freaking out because I thought it had, oh no, sorry, not the ATDP, the Partisan Z95.
Hmm.
And I was so confused. It says shipped, but it's a delay email. And the ATDP says it changed to order received with the delay email. So I'm thinking, okay, it looks like my Z95 has shipped. And then I start looking online and I message you guys, and it turns out, I mean, everyone just got delay emails. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know what it is, what happened there with Amazon and marking that as shipped, but it has not come yet. So um,
Yeah.
looks like they were just messing with me for some reason.
And so, question here: why do they delay the ATDP and then put more out for pre-order? In a lot of scenarios like that, what ends up happening is somebody cancels their order, and that re-puts those back in stock, and then people are able to get them. So it's not typically a scenario where they just go, okay, it's canceled. Now let's go ahead and increase it by how many ever.
Right.
So if you do see that happen, we saw that a lot with the Vision set too, and some of the other pre-orders that have been done.
Which is
That
now $5 more for some reason. I don't think
I'm
we
surprised they
mentioned
didn't
that,
have it
but
at
but
that
it did
either.
come
But
back in stock, sold by Amazon
yeah,
for $44.99 randomly, and
interesting.
was up for a while, which is kind of strange.
Yeah,
They just added $5 more and left it up the rest of their stock.
yep. Now, the other thing that Amazon has had here recently, and this is maybe jumping ahead, I didn't have this in here, the Series 10 stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
that's on down there for.
Further down the line.
Yep.
Okay, we'll hold on that then. So going to the next thing with cancellations is the AT-AT. So the vintage AT-AT, or whatever you want to call it, the Kenner version of it.
I believe they prefer retro ATAT.
Oh, retro. Okay, gotcha. Um, so in that case, that was canceled for a lot of people. So there's a number of situations where it came up, you needed to approve the purchase in order for it to stay on pre-order. And it looks like a few people actually did get it, which is exciting to see. And we'll take a look at that here in a little while. Um, but yeah,
Just all
otherwise,
around very bizarre.
the
I
link
don't know. I'm
doesn't
trying to
work
think of a
anymore.
listing that's been stranger than this one. And I know we've had some cancellations and things like that, but this one specifically, what a weird. It's just very, very strange.
Yeah, the other
Um,
thing that was weird about it too is that even the listing name was odd. It was called A Long Time Ago
yeah, it had
or
the
something
code
like that.
name.
It didn't actually say AT-AT, I think, in the heading, did it?
Right. Yeah.
It said
It,
something about Target exclusive in it, but either way, that shortly after that actually sold out, the actual listing link didn't even work anymore. So as you were approving it, you had to approve it on whatever. And yeah, I mean, a bunch of orders got canceled. I mean, it seems like maybe a handful of those got out there.
yeah. I
Actually,
mean, mostly it feels like it was a lot of delay emails again, and people constantly having to approve the delays, as they do with these long-term pre-orders.
hmm
And then people woke up to another delay email, and then half the other people woke up to a cancellation email.
yeah.
um, and I guess a tiny group of people woke up to a shipped email, which
hmm
is nuts because there are some of these out there. But I mean, just looking at the Facebook group, and there's, what, 13,000 people in there,
hmm
something like that. I mean, it was not a lot of people posting that theirs came in. I mean, it
Yeah.
looked to me like a couple dozen maybe mentioned that they actually received it. It'd
Yeah.
actually be interesting to put up a poll in there. I may do that after this, just to see, or if somebody wants to go in the group and put up a poll. I'd be curious how many people ordered one and then how many people received it, because it's got to be a small fraction. And I don't know. At one point, I think DC Metro had checked on shipping data from the ports, and it looked like there were a few thousand of them in the states that had arrived.
Mm.
So maybe a couple pallets of them arrived. I think it may have been an issue too. We don't know how. And the Series 9 wait has been crazy. It feels like a lot of this is happening sandwiched between all of the tariff uncertainty.
hmm
And I don't know if they were trying something to, figure out a workaround or some way to figure out what the tariff situation was going to be. And then, okay, now how do we handle getting all this product to the States? I think that might be why Series 9 is, feeling like it's a couple months late now. And
hmm
this one specifically has also just been wild. But as DC Metro states here, he says shipping data shows that there's over 10,000 of them in the States now. So Target is going to want to get these out. I mean, I think if you still have an
Yeah.
active order, you ought to be able to get one, and I assume they'll show up in shelves. But again, this one has just been a very, very, very strange pre-order and launch, whatever you want to call it. Um, and really in the recent past, Target has been pretty orderly. What's up, Mauricio?
It's been a
You
while,
know,
man.
Target has really been really ordered in how they do these releases, where they've kind of bundled a couple of them together, and they'll
Hmm.
do the Sunday release like they typically do, and it's like, okay, this is their street date release date for whatever the product is, and this one just didn't do that at all. So
Yeah.
it's wild.
Well, maybe they will
DC Metro does
combine
say
this
the
with.
Arc 170 is back up for pre-order right now at Target for $30. So
Yeah.
if you want to secure a $5 cheaper pre-order, go do that.
Yeah, and they may do it that way too. That makes sense for them to hold on that. And then there should be one more reset now before the holidays, right?
I'm really hoping that I think they will do one more holiday reset before
Hmm.
Christmas here.
Yeah.
And my hope, I have no idea what will happen, but my hope is that more stores with they have the data. They've seen which stores are actually selling MGS, and I think there'll be some kind of barrier there where it's like, okay, these 300 stores will get the new wave in. We'll add pegs for them there. Um, I hope that's the case. We'll see. I
I
don't
hope
know,
so
but
too.
hopefully with Series 9 actually shipping at that point, they will say, okay, it's worth having the peg space for this new line, or this
Yep.
new wave, essentially.
Yeah. Agreed. Do we want to take some looks at the
Yeah, let's
retro
go ahead
version?
and like I said, it's messy because of the everything here, but since we are talking about people getting these, here are some pictures from the Facebook group.
Yeah. And there
Uh,
were, when I was browsing through, I did only see 3 people that posted pictures of getting it. I'm sure there are more than just 3.
yeah,
But this great
several
picture of
came
the
back
front.
later and said, "Hey, mine just arrived." In the days following, I saw several people say, "Mine came in today. Just got mine. Mine's on the
Oh,
way,"
nice. Good.
but it's not a lot.
Yeah. So here's the back of the packaging, and this is one of the I think just the major selling points of this. The packaging is really cool. Again, with that retro look to it, with the different colors, and then again being able to see the back of the packaging, and then here is the side as well. Plus, you get a up close picture there of the figures, and so
With
you're.
alternate deco on at
Yep.
least a couple of them there.
Yep, for sure. So I believe General Veers is a slightly different color, and then definitely that Luke is different.
Hmm.
And it may even be those pilots actually. That chest plate on them is black as well,
Exactly.
where
That
it
chest
wasn't
box
before.
looks different to me.
Yep,
It's
but
cool.
very,
I
very
mean,
cool.
I like it. I don't, the packaging again, like you said to me,
Hmm.
big selling point. The other selling point, even if I'm not totally into this, would be it's a subline that it seems like they're going to continue to add product to.
Hmm.
So just like the hologram, we've now got a subline of retro toy inspired ships there. You've got your TIE fighter,
Hmm.
which was in the line before they even knew it was going to be a subline.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and then you've got the X-wing,
Hmm.
and now this. So
Now they
pretty
need a
cool.
Falcon.
I don't know how far they'll take that, but I mean, I think that will also draw people in. That hey, I want to collect this, or I want to have a. I think we showed Scott had
Hmm.
his vintage shelf that he
Yeah.
had done that looked really really nice, and again, I think the sublines are just cool when you have this many ships and this much product in a line,
Hmm.
especially in 3 years. It's only been a few years, but
Yeah.
to have these sublines to kind of branch off and collect things, and I feel like I like these more than some of the other sublines that people have done, like carbonized collection or something like that, or credit collection that Black Series has done.
Yeah, sure.
I'm more into these, I think.
Yep, agreed.
Than some of those, but it's really cool. And again, it's been a weird one. It'd be nice to get some kind of update on it or official word on kind of what's going on, but I doubt we'll get that. I guess keep your eyes and ears open.
Yeah. And then do we want to talk through the stuff that came out today?
So we ought to go ahead and remind, looks like we've had quite a few people join since mentioning it. If you've just hopped on and you're interested in entering to win a Royal Guard Interceptor, #Royal will enter you to win that. Again, capitalization doesn't matter. Spelling obviously does matter. ROYAL. We'll get you in. How many people we have entered right now, Kevin?
54.
Those are good odds. 1 in 54 chance, pretty good odds. So
I know I need to put mine in.
Jump in, enter that. I know I didn't find any. I wouldn't mind having another one too. I actually believe I only have one, I think.
Yeah.
I might have two, but I certainly don't have a whole fleet of them or anything like that. Like I've seen some people come up with.
Yep.
So, like I said, I'm gonna pull the banner down. It gets a little messy here because we've had some craziness with retail updates today, and we'll kind of jump into what is our normal like product news section here. But earlier in the week, we thought, or I guess late last week, it was really, really cool that we saw some Series 9 from Japan.
That's right, we did.
It seems like Toy Sapiens, the hot toy store in Japan, actually did, we talked about this a few episodes ago when they had the listings on their page. They actually did meet their shipping dates and got them out in September. And some people were going to Twitter to post pictures of them. And I don't know if you want to pull these up. It looks like the big one, I would say, is the ARC 170.
Yep.
Which is really, really cool that people have those in hands. This is a great picture because we can see it next to the gunship. And Kevin, it's we need Rebel Scale in here maybe to tell us what's going on with this.
It's huge.
Now, listen, the angle does not do this any favors.
Yep.
The lens probably also not doing this any favors. But to me, that is wild. I don't know if the gunship now is just suddenly really undersized for its scale, but it does look huge next to the gunship. And my guess is the ARC 170 is actually pretty spot on to what true scale is for these.
Yeah, and I've seen it up close and personal. To be able to compare it to the LAT, and it is definitely wider. But I mean, it looks, I think generally it looks like it should be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I had ever anticipated the ARC 170 was as big as it was anyways until I actually saw it. And then we also, there was somebody that
100%.
posted an image of it next to an X-Wing. And the X-Wing is puny compared to the ARC.
Also probably underscaled a little bit.
Yeah. No, I mean the image that was like a scale version of it wasn't the toys. It was like the actual vehicle.
Yeah.
But it looks
the gunship one was the one that really threw me off there. It's interesting, but I mean, it looks great, man. It's really, really cool.
Look great. Yeah. The wings splayed out like that looks really cool too.
It looks like there's just enough wash on it that it kind of has a little bit of that matte finish like a lot of them have. I will say this one image here. Do you see a world where we get a premium deco version of this on the vault?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could do a premium deco version of literally anything.
Yeah. So the one thing I feel like I'm missing here that a lot of the newer ships have had, or some of the newer ships, is a little more nuanced weathering, and then the panel lining.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this ship looks like it kind of really could benefit from that panel lining on here, which
Mm-hmm.
again, that's super easy to do yourself. I mean, it's just takes a couple minutes to do that. Not a big
Yeah.
deal, but there's so much with these cockpits, those clear windows there, the canopies of the cockpits. I really feel like they would benefit big time from having like significant deco inside the
Mm-hmm.
cockpit.
Yeah.
So you get that going on in the interior. Then you've got the panel lining going on, and I think this thing really, really pops because look at the detail on there. I mean, there's great detail in the sculpt there, and I would love to see a little more of that.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, that a premium deco version of this would be awesome.
Yep.
A Munilist 10 version of this
Mm-hmm.
on the vault. What are we
Yeah.
doing there? Is that how are you feeling about that?
I mean, I think in all honesty, you could do lots of variants to this. So yeah, I mean, you could do that. You could do a battle damage version.
Yeah,
How cool would it be
Munilist
if you
10
did
is the
like
one
a
that I'm like I don't even know. I don't. It's hard to know what the data would say from the gunships here because it is still available on Amazon. But I think they sold pretty well. I think. But
oh yeah.
is that a vault exclusive, or do you think a store exclusive could support a Munilist 10 version of this?
Yeah, I think a store exclusive would make the most sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there are so many cool things that you could do with that if you do the Munilist 10 version of this, because you could re-release the LAAT with it. And then this would be the ultimate wish, is that at some point we get the actual clone Lancers on the Lancer bikes, and then you could do like a whole Clone Wars pack, which would be super awesome.
They've shown so much love to the micro series in
Yeah.
this that Clone Wars micro series in this line.
Yep. I know it would be really cool to see.
Delphi Ranger says Ross exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
certainly hope not. I do think that one would be pretty successful.
Agreed.
It would be cool. I love this. It looks great. I can't wait to get my hands on one. But this is one of those kind of like now that we have the Falcon and we see what's possible on the
Mm-hmm.
vault. I'm like, man, I would maybe pay $50 for one that was decked out in deco
Yeah.
and maybe came with some extra clones at that point if it's a premium release. Now,
Yeah.
if they're really, really smart, they put it up on vault with the extra deco, another clone or two, and they make an alternate pilot clone that is a named clone that you can only get in the set.
Yeah. That'd be a
And
good
then you
idea.
gotta, if you want that clone, you gotta buy the set. But
For
I
sure.
think that's a amazing candidate for what they can do on vault with the premium deco.
I would agree. 100%.
And then I don't know if you had it in there. They had some another shot of the back there, and then they
Wrong
had
one.
a few others. I think the
Oh yeah,
what was it?
just the Cloud Car and the Defender were the
Cloud Car
ones
and
that I
Defender
saw.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they released there and got.
Yep.
So pretty cool. I thought that was awesome news.
Yeah. Agreed.
But
Great
then
to see it in hand.
yeah, but then today, right like clockwork, right before our show, Mr. Jeremy B from the Facebook group hops on and says, "Hey, I found Series 9 in the States."
That's right.
And he sends these images of the Scout class at Walmart in Utah. And these are showing up. And now that he posted that out there and we got it out there, people are reporting finding them in like several states now on the West Coast. So, I mean, these are hitting now. There's been several posts since then of people finding them. And super, super exciting to actually see new product on the shelf after, Kevin, it feels like
Forever.
10 months. So, I mean,
Forever.
it's not, but it does feel like 6 months since we've had a new wave, and it might actually be 6 months. But
yeah, I've had to get into collecting other stuff just because I'm so bored because I'm waiting.
Oh, Kevin, the amount of dumb things I've bought in the last month.
Yeah.
it's,
It's like, come
it's
on,
so
man.
bad. Oh,
I
it's
know.
so bad. I could do like a
Crazy.
45-minute show just on like stuff I've picked, just pickups
Yeah.
the last month. It's like I need the fix.
Yes, right. Um,
So
so yes, these are all courtesy of Jeremy. These pictures as we're rolling through them here.
he was also
Um,
kind enough to send in some additional shots and close-ups of them.
yeah. Now, did you see the production date on the back of this package? So the production date here is 6/23. So, I mean, I don't know what the turnaround time is, but that feels pretty quick. 3 months between
Yeah, I think that's kind
getting
of
it.
what we've been seeing with some of this
Is that right?
is it's only taken 2 or 3 months to get some of this stuff out onto the shelves,
On the shelves. Nice.
which
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
I agree is pretty amazing turnaround.
For sure. And so here is what we've got. So these are some of your common. So we've got Kanan with whatever that speeder bike is called. It was the same speeder bike that Ahsoka had in Series 1.
The Jobin T85.
I don't know where you got that from, but that is impressive. And then you've got the Scout Trooper with the AVA speeder, which looks pretty sweet. I do really like that speeder. I think that's
Is
cool.
what's going on the top of it back there? It looks like there's a little weathering or something on the little greebles there.
On the top of the Scout, I'm sorry, the
The bike.
AVA.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just like a metallic gray color. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like
I didn't remember that on the last wave.
no, yeah, it does look like it's slightly different in terms of the paint application for sure. It looks way more white.
And
And then,
here's the
yep.
thing,
Hmm.
specifically with that one, Kevin.
Hmm.
This is one we've obviously never seen. I don't believe. I don't
Oh yeah,
remember
like
Rebels.
in yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember Rebels having a scout trooper riding these,
Hmm.
which again opens the door for what we've been saying for a while. Can we just put any trooper with any Imperial bike and get them in here for troop building?
Yes, please,
Death troopers,
please.
put up. We had that Shadow Scout
Hmm.
speeder bike.
Yeah,
Put the Death troopers with the Shadow Scout bike. Let's get more of those out here. I think if Lucasfilm allows them to do that,
hmm,
let's just get troop after troop in these sets and fill them with them. If there's no other way they can legally sell us troop builder packs, this
yeah,
is the workaround, is to let's just put them with whatever bike is cool and kind of fits, and let's get troop after troop after troop in these sets that we can people are getting multiple commons of, and it's like, hey, I'm not upset because I needed 3 death troopers for my display.
yeah.
you know get stormtroopers back in there. It's been a while since we've had stormtroopers in one.
Hmm.
um I think they're a prime candidate for getting back in there, and who knows, maybe with some updated deco.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think with the layout of the items that are coming in it, you've got to have at least two troop builders in the common portion of the series.
I
Because if you're
agree.
not
Yeah,
doing that, and I mean, certainly the way this one's set up with Luthen, which we'll look at here in a second, and Kanan, I mean, those are ones that sure we do need to have them to some degree, but putting them as the commons is a little bit more challenging. They're not super desirable versus an Anakin, which is the one of the chases, or
I
which is the
agree.
rare.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
Kanan makes
Anakin,
more sense to me for a rare.
right, right. But either way, keep going. So here is the next two. And I cannot be more pumped about the common probe droid. That
Great call.
is
We talked about it last
amazing.
episode, but amazing call on
Yep.
their part. I think people would have been there would have been some nasty worded emails if they had made the probe droid a rare.
Yeah. So there is some confirmation here too that the bike for Luthen is the same as the Andor bike that we got in whatever the last series was that we
He
had
did
it.
tell me that the bike seems to be slightly better deco than Andor's.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind. Forget I said that then. And then we've got here's another picture. So here is your rare, which is Anakin with the bark sidecar with the Rancor on the front. So same as the Ahsoka version. But there is a slight difference in the figures. So we do have a couple comparison shots here after we take a look at this probe because this thing is so awesome. We just have to take a look at it again. But
Oh man, I
look at
love
all the
that, man.
detail on the
Whoever came
interior.
up with this deserves a raise. I hope they're still on the team.
Yeah, agreed. And the funny thing about it too is that we're getting this one, and then Droid Factory just released
Yeah.
a probe droid as well, which I thought was I wonder if there's a coincidence there.
It
But
is weird how that kind of happens. You wonder if, like, oh, is this going to show up somewhere? Are we going to see this again? Why?
mhm,
Why is Lucasfilm approving or suggesting these out of nowhere?
yeah, but super cool design. I can't wait to get 20 of these stupid things because they're so cool. Um, and then here's a couple comparison shots of the figures. So you've got Kanan here on the left. And so you have your Ghost
Mm.
version and your Series 9 version. It does look like the Ghost version has slightly better deco than the Series 9.
Looks like the paint was a little thinner, so the details on that face are showing
Yeah.
through a little more.
Yep. And there's no, it doesn't look like he's got that logo on his shoulder either.
I'd also maybe take it with a tiny grain of salt because looking at the Anakin photo,
Mhm.
it looks like the other one is slightly out of focus.
Yeah, yeah, they
So
don't look like they're perfectly in focus, for sure between the two. But the certainly, I think if you're looking at just the paint application, the one on the Ghost Kanan looks slightly better than
yeah, I agree
the
with that.
Series 9. And then if you're looking at Anakin, you can see there's definitely a difference in his gloves. His gloves are black in the Series 9
Versus the
versus
brown, yeah.
Series 2 was brown. And then the other part that I think is kind of hard to see in this picture is just the coloring overall is a little darker on the Series 9 version versus the Series 2. So the great thing about this though, in either one of these scenarios, is that at least there is a difference. It's not the exact same figure that's
Yeah,
being
yeah.
released.
And who knows if that's intentional or just part of the process of
Right.
rerunning them, you know, but
Mhm.
I do like that there's just slight variations and differences because, you know, for people that have 3 of these already, it's nice to kind of change it up,
Yeah,
even if it's very, very slightly,
for sure.
you know. Again, yeah, I think Kanan might have made a better rare just because Anakin would be a good one to get back out there in larger
Mhm.
numbers. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then so what we've seen from all of the posts that I've seen of people that went out today and hunted for these, every case that I've seen has been all commons, 3 of each common.
Mhm.
I have not seen anybody yet that pulled the. Well, I say
Yeah,
that.
one that got the rare.
Where was the Anakin from?
Jeremy.
Okay, so he basically had a rares case then, right?
Yes.
And it's 3 of each plus the
No,
rare.
don't think it was.
I believe that's what he told me.
Let me see.
Minus the because it's if there's 5. Let's see, 5 times 3. Yeah, it can't be right.
Yeah, three Anakin,
Yeah.
Kanan, Probe, and Luthen. And then no. So it looks like 3 of Anakin and then 2 of the others.
Okay.
Does that add up?
Yeah. That would make 12, right? Yeah. So 2 of all of them and then 3. So you got a rare case and had 3 Anakins in it. Okay.
No, maybe three Anakins, 3 Kanans. But either
Will
way,
we, you know, we had
yeah.
some problems with this in previous waves. Will we have the same situation where that hologram speeder bike does not show up until
Yeah.
Amazon?
Amazon's light armor bundles.
Only way to get it. I think, out of all of them last wave, I think I only had the one hollow mall that showed up in the
Mm,
bundles.
yeah. I've in the bundles.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I've got like
Yeah, because they
7 of
didn't
them.
do the packs last wave, right? They didn't do
Yeah,
the 3 or 6 packs.
correct.
So
Yep.
we the only way to get those were the bundles, which was interesting.
Hmm.
Again, I really hope that what River Trading Colony,
That's
whatever it was,
right.
man, I wish they would pick them back up. I need to email them and ask them to get those back out there. Or,
Yeah,
hey, I'll take them. I'll start buying them. However many they were buying,
that's right.
I'll do a solid. I'll do everyone a solid and start ordering those
Hmm.
out of my garage here. I'll be shipping them out to everybody
Yep.
because it was really nice to get those 3 and 6 packs, especially the way they had the rares and chases mixed in at a pretty high rate.
Yeah.
So that was super super exciting. This morning, lunchtime,
Hmm.
something like that, and then maybe an hour less than before we went live,
Yeah.
I see another update from Mr. Ryan in the Facebook group, and he has found light armor at his store in SoCal.
And the other thing that's really fascinating about this one is that apparently there was somebody else earlier in the day that had posted another picture of finding the Defender and the Cloud Car. And he went to that same store and found the Defender and the Cloud Car. So whether or not the first person left, two of them there or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, Cole, that man, if that is the 2-pack mix for this, for Series 9, where it's a Defender and a Cloud Car, that is going to be fantastic. Instead of where it's the Cloud Car and Obi-Wan,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Armada.
I
You know
mean,
what I
my
mean?
guess is they've got to mix in that Armada release somehow. But I would be interested to find out if these are still coming in cases of 2.
Yeah.
But man, yeah. Imagine if the Armada was packed in with the rares and chases instead of double rare and chase.
Hmm.
They packed in the Armada with the rare or chase,
Yeah.
and all of the common cases were just the 2 new molds.
I hope that the Armada is one that's just a very small portion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
like there's alternate cases, and you know,
yeah, we just need to fill this box. So let's just go ahead and throw in some
yeah,
Armadas.
yeah. I hope that's
Yeah.
the case. I don't know how the one last wave sold, but
Hmm.
I again, we've said it before. I feel like Series 3 was pretty widely distributed. I know my Walmart had tons of light armor for Series 3, so I
Yeah.
understand getting it back out for the anniversary, but I don't know that it's one that is going to fly off the shelves like a Defender or
Mhm.
even the Cloud Car. I think
Yeah.
weird that the Cloud Car never went out of stock on Amazon though. I do find that a little odd. I don't know if
Mhm.
they maybe ordered or made more of those thinking it was going to be super popular, or maybe less people are into that than I thought there would be. But
Mhm.
for a pretty iconic uh, original trilogy ship, it does surprise me that that one, for whatever reason, never went out of stock.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So either
So
way, it is
Series
exciting to
9
see it. Yeah.
is here, apparently. Super exciting after this drought, Kevin. It's been it's been bad.
Agreed.
I'm a man in the desert dying of thirst, and this is
Hmm.
a fire hose.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully
can't
we
wait
continue
to.
to see this happening. And I will say for sure, I hope that we see chases and rares quicker than what we typically are seeing them when these start to come out. Because it's,
Agreed.
typically the first week or two, at least, it's all commons. So, yeah. Yep. Agreed. Very cool. And
Agreed.
so
Decent
yeah.
intro with that comment there.
What's that? Yes, sir. Yeah, agreed. And this is one of those where when you walk past it, the same thing happened with Series 8. You walk past it and it looks just like Series 7.
That is the wildest part of that trend, because I get trying to stream, like, if you're spending a whole lot of your time and effort on a $5 blind box, maybe that's not the best use of the team's time,
Mm-hmm.
or assets, or even approvals, the art approvals that have to go into that. But from just a standpoint of sales, surely people walk past a new case and don't even think twice because they don't know it's a new case. Because at the same time that you stop doing color coded waves, you started the generic
Yeah.
box and packaging for the blinds. So they're basically indistinguishable at first glance. The only thing you can do is sit down and look at and it's not even super easy to read the little text that's vertical there. So
Yeah.
you have to walk by and notice that the little guys are different
The image is
than what
different.
you
Yep.
saw last time you were there. And to me, it seems like whatever effort was going into those
Mm-hmm.
was totally worth it. And I know I collected every box, every little card that went on the back. And
Yep.
now since they've been doing this, I've could not care less. I don't think I've kept a single one of them. And I
Yeah.
also throw away the boxes. I used to keep all the boxes that they were in too and fill the cases. And
Sure.
I have a shelf that is basically lined up with Scout class PDQs
Yeah.
behind the ships that are in front of them. And now it goes in the trash, which is kind of a bummer. But maybe it's a time management thing, and some of the packaging on vault sets has gotten better and is really cool. So who knows how they allot all that. But when they
Well, the
have a
one thing
packaging and art team as good as they have, I just would like to see more of it because of how special it is.
And the one thing you have to be very careful of, especially if you're at a store that has other scout class that's a different series, is you probably do need to check to make sure that they're all the correct series.
Yeah.
Because I have done that in the past where I went and I got one and it was, I don't remember what series they started this at, but I remember going and picking up a case and I was like, oh, great, I finally found a case. And I get back home and more than half of them were the previous series.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like,
Yeah. So
you got to be kidding me.
they've mixed different loose boxes in with the
Correct.
same PDQ.
Yeah, and this will look the same. So if you
Yeah.
don't have the PDQ, the only thing that really differentiates it as you're looking at the front of the box is the series 9 or 8, just the number on the front.
Yeah.
You'd have to look at the side of it to be able to check it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Not one of my favorite. Who knows? Again, like I say all the time, I'm just some idiot online. I don't know anything. I don't know what goes on behind
Yeah.
closed doors there or how to manage a line. But that was a bummer to me to not have that cool artwork on those. And it I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to dog it too much. I'm sure there was a reason. I know approvals are always a consideration. You can get stuff out so much faster if you're not getting all those art approvals. I think Lucasfilm even has to approve them. So you're doing multiple back and forth with Lucasfilm. That's not a
Hmm.
thing anymore. And maybe it
Yeah.
streamlined a lot of stuff, but yeah, maybe just, yeah, dude, like DC Metro says here, just change the color
Right.
and alternate on waves. Like even just shifting the color tones on that standard art would at least differentiate wave to wave what's going on there. But like you said, Walmart has been getting, so just in the past month, has been getting old cases of Series 7 and Series 8 on the shelf for Scout class.
Hmm.
I've seen post after post. I've seen my store get some in. I would just, if you see them there, just double check that it's not new ones.
Right.
Um, because they all look the same. So check them
They
out and
do.
make sure it's not the new stuff. Man. Yeah, again, like Hal Runner says, now we know why the production time's only 3 months. I mean, that is absolutely part of it. Um, and now they have the generic card backs as well without the art. So a lot of that is just for streamlining
And the crazy
stuff
thing
like that.
about it too is the vault boxes look amazing with the art in it.
Yeah,
So
they're
is the
still
art
making the
team
art. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Is our
Yep.
team just going through and making it, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, they spent all the time on this, so whatever. We'll just throw it on the vault box instead of putting it on the packaging." But yeah, I wish they would get more of that out. And the other thing that I thought was really fun about those first few series is that there were sometimes Easter eggs and hints for things that were coming based on what the art
Exactly.
was, which was
Yep.
really fun because then it's like, man, I got to check this box out to
Little
see,
game. Yeah. You're
you
looking
know,
for teasers.
right? But
Yeah.
either way, so.
Oh man, I could talk about it forever, but
Mhm.
not above my pay grade, right?
Yep.
Somebody's
Agreed.
getting paid.
For anybody who is just signing on right now, we've got 86 people in here. Hashtag Royal gets you in the drawing for the Royal Guard Interceptor. Hashtag ROYAL. If you haven't entered, make sure that you get your name in there. We don't have as many as we have in the group in the giveaway currently. So I'm sure there's been some people that have popped in here, but if you
Yeah,
haven't done
about
that
90
yet,
people on right now. So if you
fire in
haven't
there.
done that yet, throw your name in the hat. Pretty good odds, I'd say. And
Yeah,
while you're doing that, maybe give the video a thumbs up. Help us out. Show us some love.
for
Make
sure.
those algorithm. I don't know how it works, Kevin. I just know those are great. Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up us. Hit that like. Smash that like button.
Yeah,
Hit the
there you go.
bell. All
Yep.
the
Oh, there
things.
we go. We're up to 94. So yeah,
I was
if you
going to
have
say we should maybe just go ahead and give it away, but there's enough people joining in now that maybe we'll just go ahead and hit this last news item before we do the giveaway.
yes, if you know anybody out there that's interested and you need to get them on the stream, go ahead and forward them the link so we can get a bunch of people on here getting it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, good. All
before
right.
we
Yeah,
give that
now
away,
we're
we'll give
going
that
up.
away here in just a moment.
Yes.
But let's hit this one last item that popped up last week that was truly new product news, which
Yeah.
is always a fun time with Amazon. Like we talked about earlier, it's the Wild West. You never know what's
That's
going
right.
on.
Yep.
But how did I even find out about this? Did somebody message? Maybe Scott said something about it. I'm not sure.
It's
But I
possible.
woke up to a message. What was
These
that?
listings popped up a long, long time ago with
Right.
Series 9, but we had no idea what it was. And so this was like the coolest news of any of it was being able to figure out, well, what are all these items that came in? So it's not set in stone, but we have like a general idea of
Yeah.
what they're going to be.
And I mean they've been unavailable, so I added them to the list when all this product showed up on Amazon. I added them to my list.
Hmm.
We had no idea what it was, and it was never available. And then this past week, I woke up to somebody saying, "Hey, these things are live. You can pre-order them now."
Hmm.
And they currently have a December ship date, but it turns out these are more than likely Series 10 pre-orders that went live, which again is super fun. These
Yes, it
are these
is.
are the unnamed Amazon listings. And thanks to DC Metro, I think he went through and kind of combined info from Walmart and some of the other retailers that have had this info out there for a while. I think we're kind of able to piece together the product code with what it at one point should have been.
Hmm.
Again, all this stuff, all these listings are always in motion behind the scenes. Who knows what's changed? But at least based on the current info we have, I think we kind of know what these mystery listings are.
And here they are.
So for Series 10, as we hit 100 viewers on here, just in time, the TIE Avenger, the Geonosian Starfighter, the TIE Advanced Concept, and the Magna Guard Starfighter that we saw. I think we've seen all of these except the TIE Advance. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the TIE Advanced concept, just for everybody to be aware of what vehicle that is the Interceptor, or sorry, the Inquisitor TIE Advanced, which is in the Rebels cartoon. So it's kind of like it's like a shorter version of Vader's TIE Advanced.
Yeah. So none of these, all these were shown off fairly recently. TIE Advance has long been on Walmart's website.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it looks like we could potentially be seeing it finally pop up with Seventh Sister. I believe the Geonosian Starfighter has a slightly different pilot than the Vault version. The Deco, I'm sure, will be slightly different. And then my big question is the TIE Avenger. Did we see? I need to pull this image back up. Did we see
Yeah.
the pilot that comes with that? Is that
Yeah.
Cassian in the test pilot flight suit?
It is, yeah. I
So we get a
believe I
whole
have
new
it
figure
in the
with this.
slideshow. Yeah, let me check that really quick because I think I
Yeah.
do still have it in the slideshow.
Very cool. Now I'm gonna hop on here as you sit down and look through something. I'm gonna sit down and look through something. Horrible, horrible hosting here. But I want to check and just make sure these listings are still live. They are. At the time of this podcast, all 4 of those listings are still live and available to add to cart. And they all have, for me at least, a December 16th ship date. Kevin, do you think there's a scenario where we get Series 9 and then a month and a half later we get Series 10? 2 months later we get Series 10. Is that possible?
I don't know.
That would be absolutely
awesome.
nuts.
That would be really awesome because it'd be great to be able to get all of that stuff all at once. I don't have the picture of that
that's
on
all right.
here.
Like we said, these dates, who knows what's going to happen with them? But I did think it was funny that they're 3 months apart, barely. So
yeah,
I hope that's true. You know, they've got the same kind of price increase that we saw with the last wave with the $23 bundles, which I don't feel like is a great deal, unfortunately. But that might be the only way to get some of these if you're not going to wait for Vault. And then $15.99 for the Starfighters. Again, at this point, with the way retail has gone, I'm not upset paying a couple dollars more to keep the line alive.
Yeah,
I don't, seeing the pegs kind of disappear on some of these, I'm like, hey, charge whatever I want to make Amazon happy because I don't want this to go away if they need to drop an extra dollar here or there. And again, there's no price comparison with the bundles because they're technically exclusive to Amazon, so they don't have to worry about matching anybody's price with those. But it's at what's the breakdown there, Kevin? It's are we buying a $13 light armor vehicle with a $10? At this point, it feels like the scout class is almost as much as the ship.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I certainly have here recently that the light armor class at Walmart is like $1 less than Starfighter, where it was more than that. I want to say it was like 12 or 13 bucks.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's 14 something now, and the Starfighter is 15. Yeah. So it's within $1 of one another. But yeah, I mean,
again, Kevin, what that tells me,
maybe they're getting closer together, which would be awesome.
I'll jump back on that horse.
Yeah.
Combine them. Jazzwares.
Yeah, there you go. Light armor is $14.97. So here you go. Yep. They're
$1 apart. Just combine them. And they will suddenly, all that will end up on all the retailer shelves.
Yeah.
It'll be a more interesting wave, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are where it's like, okay, we have to produce X number of ships. We have to have X number of SKUs in the way it's budgeted. But in my very simple, uneducated mind, combining those SKUs solves a lot of problems.
For sure.
And at that point, you can maybe go to Lucasfilm and just say, hey, this is what we've got to do. If you could somehow allow us to kind of rework how we provide value with these smaller ships, can we put in an extra related figure to these, even if it's 2 pilots? I mean,
I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, because they have released so many light armor that have 2 things with 2 figures with them.
And I think that's probably partly Lucasfilm and the license agreement and partly the budget and just how the budget breaks down on that.
Yeah.
But, I'd say you've got a new wave and it's 4, 5, 6, I think you're getting new molds per wave. But okay, now suddenly Walmart and Target are both carrying the whole line at that point.
Right.
It clears up confusion between it. It just, to me, it solves a lot of problems, and I talk about it every other episode. But now that they're almost the same price point, I just combine them. At packaging again, that will streamline packaging. I
Yeah,
don't know,
for sure.
Kevin.
Yeah, and so when you're looking at that too, and you've got the like you were saying from a pricing perspective, so now if you're looking at $22, considering it's now almost $15 with tax and everything for the light armor, it's only $7 for the scout, which makes sense because the retail is 5.
Close-ish, yeah. But man, I mean, it's wild. Just I think this line has provided a lot of value in the last several years. But when you're getting up to that $25 with tax, that's going to be over $25 for me for a bundle at $22.99. Is that right? So $23 plus tax. That's going to be just over $25 for me.
Yeah.
And that feels insane for one light armor ship and one scout class.
Yeah. Agreed.
Really, really wild.
Unless you had the chance of being able to get a rare or chase, which would be really cool if they did that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Or you get like a rare or chase of the light armor or something like that. They could figure out some way to get those out there more.
I think you'd have less Armada releases.
Yeah.
It spreads out the rare and chases, which people don't generally seem to like.
Yep. And they're decreasing the number of rares now down 10,000. That just seems astronomical to me. So, like you were just saying, from a budgeting perspective, you're talking about budgeting adding one microfigure that's likely just a reuse of the same mold versus spending the money to go through all the paint detailing that you're going to have to do on this one vehicle, and you're only going to produce 10,000 of them versus producing 15 or 20,000 of them with one extra figure in it. That's
what we've said about the 5,000 this whole time. It must be somewhat profitable.
Yeah, I can't imagine that makes a whole lot of financial sense to do that.
Again, we don't make those decisions. And I'm not critical of it not doing that. I just think it's something in my mind that seems like it would fix a lot of issues. I don't know. TK asks, is the TIE Advanced concept shipped an Armada for Darth Vader? No. As we mentioned a minute ago, it's the Rebels ship that the Inquisitors use. It's like an early version of Darth Vader's ship.
Let me see if
where the wings kind of open and close on it. Hopefully, it's got that mechanic. It would be cool. Really, really cool ship. I think we saw these in.
If you look up the Inquisitors TIE Advanced, that will pop up there and you'll see it.
Didn't we see some of these in Andor? Am I crazy? There were some a couple of these in Andor.
Let me see. I'm on here looking at it right now.
Appearances. I think I saw one or two in Andor. I just think for some reason I remember seeing that ship somewhere. Yeah, Andor season 2, they're in there. So hey, who knows? They could do an alternate one with just normal pilot that's Andor branded. It's a cool ship. I like it.
Secrets of the Set, Andor season 2. But where did we see it in there?
Chasing Andor, I guess, as he leaves Sinar.
To go back and rewatch that.
Yeah. I just remember being like, hey, it's the meme, the DiCaprio meme. I'm like, hey, it's the Rebel ship.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. They chased the Avenger out of Sinar facility.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. You could pack it with a battle damaged TIE Avenger. It'd be cool.
There you go, man.
Hey, I'll tell you something I would love is a battle damaged ship with at least one retooled part like the Series 2 TIE Fighter. With molded battle damage.
That would be cool.
Would love to see molded battle damage come back as a rare, maybe, or even in the line. I think the battle damage TIE Fighter wouldn't be a bad one to get as an Armada at some point down the line either.
Now, do you think that we're going to get an Avenger first to market vault release?
Oh man, let's think about it when we jump to the vault. But before we do that, again, hey, these are still. If you search, how do we get to that? If you find me on Instagram, go to links, Micro Galaxy Squadron, go to the link tree. You can get to the storefront, and at the very bottom of the list of Series 8, there are those 4 new listings, and you can still pre-order those. They're still available. I think people might have missed that too. I don't know. I don't know if people are just not into buying something they don't know what it is, or if people just kind of missed it in the week that it came out. A lot was going on that week.
Mhm.
So I might post that out again just so people see that. But very, very cool. I think, Kevin, as we lose a few viewers here, it might be time to finish this giveaway.
Okay.
Hashtag, this is it. This is it, guys. The last second. Hashtag Royal for the Royal Guard TIE Interceptor. The last chance. I see a couple coming in now. Kevin, how many are we showing right now?
We are at. Here we go.
Hey, those are
I
still good
can't
odds.
see that
Hey,
number.
we really did jump up there to almost the viewer count here. We're about sitting at 100 people for the last little bit.
I can no
Why don't we
longer
wait
see
and
my screen.
give it like
It's like tiny.
what's that?
For some reason, when I pulled that up, I can't even see the image anymore of us. All I can see is us down at the bottom. So you'll have to tell me where we're at.
We're still at 79, which I don't think is right because I've seen so many pop up here
Yeah.
recently. It's kind of weird.
Okay. Hashtag Royal. Bunch of people are in there.
I know. I keep seeing new. I keep seeing new. Maybe they're doing it a second time if they've already entered.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well,
They're
you ready
rolling
to pull
in.
it?
Let's do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Good luck, chat.
Hold your breath. It's gonna stop, and then one more. There we go.
Oh,
Troy.
hey! I saw him 2
Troy
seconds ago in
Spur.
chat. He's here. Oh, he just entered.
Nice.
Nice. Troy Sir, congrats, man.
Right at
You
the
were the
last
winner.
second.
I don't know if you have one or not, but congrats. Hit us up at microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com or on social media. Send us a DM with your info. And thanks to Robert Caleb, we will get that out to you. Love it. Congrats.
Yeah,
I need to get one. I need to get another one of those. I wonder what the price is on eBay right now.
Good question. I think that I saw them down like in the $30 range, actually.
That's great. I'm
Yeah.
all, I'm not upset with the rares and chases coming down to like sub $40. I think that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. That was hey, after this is over, go pre-order those Series 10 ships.
That's right.
But
Mhm.
Kevin, let's briefly move on to the vault,
Okay.
which apparently not much to talk about this month, as it looks like it is a Halo centric month. They've kind of started doing this thing now where it feels like they alternate. It's like it was very just mixed. They were throwing everything at the vault early on. Now it almost feels like, okay, here's the AEW month, here's the Halo month. Now here's the Star Wars month, and we're getting 2 box sets in 1 month for some reason instead of like spreading that out more consistently.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the thinking is behind that, but that does seem to be the case. So, two pretty cool sets. I think it's two packs of the 6-inch Master Chiefs or 7-inch. Master Chiefs.
Yep.
Really cool packaging as well. But 3 months left in the year now. What do you think we'll be getting? Because
I
if
don't know.
Series 9
Good
is
question.
just now hitting shelves and has not even shipped from Amazon yet,
Hmm.
do you really think by December they're going to have that on the vault? That would certainly be the closest they've come to retail overlap that we've seen
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think that, to be honest, I think that the Avenger premium deco or some type of premium deco offering here, would be a great win for them
Yeah.
to be able to get those out early. They did that with whatever that was last series, maybe this series, where
Well,
they
we've
did,
seen the Geonosian and then it hopped a
yeah.
series, and now it looks like we might see that in this coming series. But
Right. So I think that would be a good one for them to do. And then it would be really cool. Um, the thanks John for that comment, that blue ATTE vault set that they revealed at SDCC. That would be cool to get that as well.
that was my
Another premium
thought there.
offer.
That's the only set we've seen
Hmm.
so I don't know if maybe that's the holiday set. Maybe that's what they want to get out there for Christmas,
Hmm.
and that's the big set. I'm really scared to see what that price ends up at. I don't. Hopefully, it will be slightly cheaper than the slide set it was, but
Yeah.
maybe that was factoring in tariffs and something like that. So I don't know, but
Right.
it was pricey, I think, but very cool set. I know Plo Koon has a lot of fans, and it's a really great. Again, it'll go great with the gunship, the Plos Bros gunship.
Hmm.
That's all I know of. I mean, we haven't really seen anything else. I don't think nothing's been teased. Man, Carson Tava getting a lot of love in chat tonight. I forgot to highlight some of those comments earlier about the Series 10 and no Carson Tava
Hmm.
again, but he I have to think he's coming at some point. Maybe they know something we don't, and they're saving him for the Mando and Grogu movie. Who knows? But yeah, he certainly deserves some love
Hmm.
based on some of the ships we've gotten that have uh, 5 seconds to 0 seconds of screen time.
Right.
Um,
What do you think?
yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll see Series 9. If it were me, I'm not sure I would put Series 9 up that close. If suddenly Amazon ships something out next week, and maybe Series 9 hits really fast and all of a sudden it's out, maybe December, I could see getting that out. But things are going to get really messy if you start to overlap Vault that much with what's hitting retail.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say I would temper expectations, and maybe we get one more Star Wars release this year, and I think that Plo Koon set, the Wolfpack set, might be a good one for December or
Hmm.
November, and it ships December, something like that. I
Yeah.
think that's a
Yeah.
good end of the year set, but I just don't know what else we could be getting. I would be shocked if it was Series 9 already.
Although that would make sense if it does hit here end of September, beginning of October, and you give it a good 3 months of run, which is about the time frame. You could potentially get it before the end of the year, and it might be a scenario where, like you're saying, maybe the ATTE is the November drop to
Yeah.
be able to everybody gets that in hands by Christmas, and then after Christmas, it's the end of the year drop or whatever.
Yeah, it's possible. If they have them available, maybe they'll do crazy things. I don't know if I don't know if there's a rush to get everything shipped from Vault right at the end of the year just to
Hmm.
make that calendar year's numbers look better for Vault as a whole.
Hmm.
I don't know exactly. I don't know if they kind of report Vault numbers based on fiscal quarters or how that would work, but
Yeah.
I would think anything they have available, they would want to get out just to make Vault look as successful as possible when they're reporting that to the board
Sure.
shareholders.
Yeah. And we've seen pictures of it before, so we know that it's made.
Yeah, they've shown at least once at a convention. So
Right. Yeah, I've got pictures of it
yeah.
right here. So
Now, just in
definitely.
general, Kevin, I'm curious. Do you like when they do two sets a month, like this previous month or
Hmm.
this month? I guess it shipped, but
Yeah.
do you like when they do two at once, or do you like it more spread out, where we were getting like one box set a month, basically?
Depends on whether or not I have them.
Yeah,
So I think spreading it out makes sense. I
yeah.
do like it spread out because then it's not such a big hit right at once.
Mm-hmm.
In a scenario like this one with Series 9, you know, it's going to be difficult to find the chases and rares. And so it does become some of that for those people that do like to have one in the box and one out. You got to buy two of them. So you're talking at $80 for the light armor class. That's 160.
Mm-hmm.
$100 um for the other one. You're talking about $360 there between those two sets if you needed to get it that way, and that's what you were trying to do with the collection.
Yeah.
Which is a tough pill to swallow, man. $400 on toys is nuts.
I have not looked to this myself, but somebody told me that Jazzwares lost the AEW license
Oh, really?
potentially.
Interesting.
That would be pretty massive news for Jazzwares
Yeah. They
in
do they
general
do
and the vault.
they do so much in Squishmallows. It is absolutely insane. I think Squishmallows is one that I wonder if all of their brands combined even equals half of what they do, or a quarter of
that
what they
would
do in
be
Squishmallow sales.
that would be pretty insane. I mean, you might be right. It is beyond massive,
Yeah.
and it's one of those that I think is like truly, whereas like collector focused lines might
Mhm.
not be as popular with younger generations.
Yeah. The amount of
Those little plushes
Squishmallows
are massive, massive, massive.
the amount of those Squishmallows that I sucked up into a vacuum seal bag last weekend because they're overflowing, all of our, storage is nuts. So, yeah, but it is crazy,
AEW,
man.
yeah, I wanted to just check this and make sure. There is a post on AEW official subreddit saying Jazzwares will no longer have the AEW license.
Wow, no kidding. I wonder who's gonna pick it up. So anybody out there who's an AEW fan, get it all while you can.
The mod came in and said, friendly reminder that this user has the green verified tag and does have confirmed inside sources at AEW. So
Interesting.
that seems that's been going around the net this week, Kevin. Kind of crazy.
Hmm.
So, hey, does Star Wars suddenly become more important to them as a huge brand? That would be nice if that was the case. They're acquiring a lot of license. They've done a lot of anime. They're getting big into anime.
Mhm.
They've got the Avatar cartoon stuff. It feels like they are expanding beyond some of the other stuff. But man, yeah, that was certainly quite the stone in their Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We'll see. So
Although I
that was
haven't
the
seen
vault.
any of the AEW stuff move in stores.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. But Kevin,
Yes.
let's hop on to one of our final sections here: the Star Wars macro galaxy, where we briefly zoom out from the micro galaxy into the wider galaxy of Star Wars. Anybody who has been online this week will know there was a new trailer for a Star Wars film this week. Kevin, did you know that?
The funny thing about it is I had no idea it was coming. And my wife actually sent me some type of screenshot of it or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, wait a second. Where did you find that at?" And then it all started popping up and I saw it.
Yeah, it was rumored for a couple days there, and then it finally dropped. I don't know. There's some stuff about the Jimmy Kimmel thing and all that. I don't know if they were waiting or what was going on, but
Yeah.
it did finally come out. The first footage that the public has seen, we've seen a couple reels at different shows, and we've watched with cloud, real
Yeah,
potato
yeah,
phone
right.
kind of picture in picture stuff.
Potato phone. I've never heard of that
We get
before.
this real like 40s serial styled poster that is a little divisive. I think people either love it or not into it at all.
The poster?
Yeah,
Oh, I love the poster, man.
it's a cool
It looks
vibe. Yeah.
awesome.
Um, Grogu appearing 3 times on the poster. Can
Mhm.
you imagine how hard that marketing is
Is he
going to be
really?
in overdrive for Grogu merchandise next year? It's going to
3
be
times on there. Where
absolutely
where
insane.
at? I see 2 of them.
The cash cow there. I believe there's one in the bottom left. There is one in the bottom right, and then there is one right above the
Oh,
logo.
yeah, when he's on the thing with him. Yeah, gotcha.
Our boy Zeb getting a shot there too, which is awesome to
That's
see
right. Yeah, it was cool to see Zeb jump off the wall,
in
uh,
action. That was
in
wild, man.
action. Yep, that was really
Yeah.
cool.
Um, I don't think we need to watch it. There's people much more knowledgeable and into Star Wars and articulate than we are about
Mhm,
dissecting it. But your overall takeaway from it,
mhm.
what what was your hype meter at?
Um, my actual height meter, so
Let's say
scale
what was your hype
okay.
meter before the trailer, and what is it after the trailer?
So scale of 1 to 10 before the trailer, I was at, like, a 2. 10 being super excited. It's like, "Whatever, it's gonna come, not really that concerned about it."
Okay.
After seeing it, I'm at, like, maybe, 7, and
Oh wow. Okay.
here's my concern with it, and this was the concern um, with The Rise of Skywalker,
Mm-hmm.
is the thing that just we need to be careful of is bringing in a bunch of new characters. So, like Sigourney Weaver coming into it, and then you've got Zeb in there. Like,
Yeah.
that's great. That's all we need. We don't need like 15 other people that are A-list actors that are coming into it, because then you have to
Sure.
develop some type of a story for them, and it's really going to suck. And you know, so that's where my semi concern
And it's
lies.
full of,
Is
it written by John Favreau, but it is somewhat Filoni connected. So my
well,
question is, do they have to force some tie-ins into what's going on in Ahsoka, what's going on with Thrawn?
yeah, yeah.
We've got the only thing we know about, at least confirmed right now, is season 2 of Ahsoka. Is season 2 of Ahsoka enough to set up the
Mhm.
next Filoni movie that culminates all this Thrawn stuff? It feels like we need more. We need more content before we can get to that
Right.
Thrawn movie.
Exactly, and
I
that's
don't
where I'm
know how
saying,
much
like,
stuff's just going to be shoved into it. I will say,
yeah,
as someone who loves movies a lot, and I get very excited by trailers for movies of all kinds, just as just from a movie trailer construction standpoint, did not move the needle for me much at all.
mhm,
I just thought it was very flat. It was just shot. I know it's a teaser trailer,
yeah,
and maybe the first true trailer where we get voiceover and a little idea of what's happening in the story. Maybe that'll reveal more, and they can kind of crank up some of the excitement with it. But it as just purely like shot, shot, shot.
mhm,
Ah,
right,
is what I felt when it was over. And at the climax, the coolest part of what might be the movie, I mean, it's the climax of the trailer is just that AT-AT falling off the ledge. I'm like, that was the like
mhm,
moment of the trailer. I'm like, okay.
yeah.
I
I
I don't
kind
know.
of felt that.
It,
It's interesting you say it that way because I felt literally the exact same way where it was done, and I was like, "That's it."
yeah. I mean, it was just very flat to me. One note, just kind of like a lot of creatures screaming at the camera.
Hmm.
That was, I think that was really it. It was a lot of quick shots of random creatures roaring at the camera, and then a cutesy little Grogu thing.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I I've seen little tidbits here and there of kind of what the synopsis of it is generally about, and it feels very just season 4 of
Mhm.
Mando. And I think a lot of people's fear going into this movie was, okay, how do they ratchet this up to warrant the theatrical release? And at this point,
Totally agree.
the return of Star Wars to theaters after 7, 8 years now, whatever
Mhm.
it'll be at that point, um, visually look the same. Now that's a credit to Disney Plus and the budget they put in, and the work that they do there. Mando is a pretty good looking show. Some of the volume stuff aside, it's a good looking show, and Favreau's work specifically is very cinematic when it comes to Mandalorian, but it's visually insanely consistent with the show.
Mhm.
And then what we see in the trailer, it looks like any other episode of Mandalorian. And I don't think you get any sense of scale from that show from what we see there. It's not like we saw an epic space battle or hundreds of soldiers fighting, Mandalorians, whatever. And it may be a more contained story, but I don't know that that should
Right.
have been a feature film if that's the case.
Yeah.
Why not just
Now,
leave it on Disney Plus? It really
yeah.
feels like what may be the case is they just said, "Hey, we've got to get something in theaters. Let's turn that Baby Yoda thing that makes money into the movie."
Mhm.
And that conversion from season 4 to film, I didn't get the feeling that it made the feature film expansion warranted. So
Yeah.
I don't
Although I
know.
would
Who knows?
like to see something that is a little more of that, where, kind of like season 1 was, where it's like this rogue and you're trying to do this thing. Instead of it being some massive space battle, like, doesn't have to be that. Like, you don't have to ratchet the stakes up that high for it still to be a great movie about very interesting characters and some type of development with them.
Which is
Um,
super true. The problem is you just don't get any sense of that in the
right.
trailer. Again,
Yeah.
it's a teaser, whatever. I would say going into it, knowing what little bit I know about it, I've read, um, my excitement was at maybe a 5.
Mm,
And I like Mandalorian. Season 3
yeah.
was about a 5.
They
But
really need that to come back and hit
yeah,
hard because I think it's one where if they don't, then a lot of the Star Wars fans are just going to be like taking the wind out of their sails. Like,
yeah.
what is going to happen now?
I would say post trailer, I'm at a 5.
Yeah.
So it did almost nothing for me. Now,
Hmm.
my excitement for Microgalaxy slightly more elevated
Yeah.
after seeing it, because we got a glimpse of a couple cool re-releases
That's right.
potentially.
Yeah. Some
The
cool
good old
images of
Razor
the Razor
Crest. You don't
Crest.
think they're gonna bust that mold down again? You're crazy.
Oh my gosh. I'm so fired up for this coming back. I was so disappointed when they blew that up.
Uh huh.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me that they blew that. It was the coolest ship. And then they
I
came out
had
with the
just
N1,
bought
which
the
was cool too.
HasLab, so I was devastated when they blew that
I know.
up.
Isn't that funny?
All the
Didn't it
all the
fund it the night
HasLab,
before?
yeah, all the HasLab owners are like, yes,
Yeah,
finally. Someone's gonna have these decals made for it, I'm sure, and sell like water slide decals to put this
sure.
on the.
Yep.
Now we know this is 100% certain going to be a re-release.
Yeah. There's
You,
no way
you
they
you would
don't.
assume Mando,
Hmm.
Zeb, and Grogu probably make the most sense from what
Sure.
we know about the movie. But really, really cool. I think this was a great one. Now, could it use a new mold, maybe a little bigger? That would be fun. Do I
That
think
would be
that'll
fun.
happen?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But
No
we'll
way.
see this again, I'm sure. That'll be fun. Now, in this sequence, I had Kevin, I posted about this on Instagram
Yeah.
saying, what do we think this is? I had so many people say Vulture Droid.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that looks like a ball. I don't
Kind
see
of does. Yeah.
that's a blurry, that's a streak from a ball with motion blur there. I don't see any larger body of a Vulture Droid there. To me,
Mm-hmm.
that looks like the TIE slash D, right? The droid TIE fighters almost. I don't know. It could also be a brand
Not
new TIE,
quite.
but I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what that is. It obviously is not your standard TIE fighter. The wings look way too narrow, whatever they're doing. They look too narrow to be an interceptor.
Yep. I'm thinking the other one that I was thinking right off the bat was oh man, what was I gonna say? The dagger.
Mm. Is
But
that the one with the triangle wings?
yeah, but because it does with the dagger, the cockpit does sit that far back
Mm-hmm.
on it, but the dagger wings are wider. It's like two
Yeah.
wings next to one another, so it might not be that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um,
It's definitely possible. I mean, they go into a movie like this.
mhm.
I think there's a mandate that's like, hey, we need new product to
Yeah,
sell. Create a new TIE fighter. What's going to
that's
sell
right.
better than a brand new TIE fighter? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Figure
sure
it
that
out.
it's probably new, but the one thing the only thing I could come up with was that TIE slash D um,
Yeah,
droid TIE
the
fighter
TIE
from
droid
the
wings
EU.
are like at an angle like this. They're not vertical, so you would see it. It'd be wider from this view. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But then we also got so there is your super exciting climax picture of that, and that's not a normal AT-AT.
No,
That's slightly different. So
just a just a different variant. Again, it's like we saw with the sequel trilogy. It's like
mhm,
new but old.
yeah,
You know, it's just we're gonna tweak it just a little bit. This is very cool, like a variant of the U wing
yeah. I'm
flying
trying to
into.
like. It looks very similar to just the Rebel U-wing.
I was gonna say, and you know, a lot of the Adelphi base stuff looks blue, and maybe just the New Republic in general looks blue.
Yeah, I wonder
But
if that
pretty
is the
cool to see
same.
another version of this getting used. I don't. It'd be nice if maybe
No,
Zeb flies a U-wing. I don't know, but really,
no,
really cool.
it is slightly
Again,
different.
I'm sure we'll see a re-release of this. You know, they got to be like, yes, yes, put it back out.
Yeah,
Slight
partisan.
redeco. We'll put it out, brand it for the movie.
Hmm.
Put some new figures with it.
Yeah, hopefully they do a
Really
partisan
cool.
version.
And then rewatching this right before, I noticed this scene didn't really pay attention to the first time or two I watched it with the Anzellans on
Oh
this little
yeah,
speeder here.
yep, dude.
Man, hey,
Scout class.
is that a new scout class there?
Oh man, that would be awesome.
How awesome would that be? I mean, to me, this is like, hey, that's a scout class,
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah,
Now, there's no way you can make those Anzellans at that size.
no. And
Do you think they would ever mold characters directly to the speeder
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You couldn't make them as separate figures. They would have to be molded on.
or mold them together
Right.
as a figure side by side, but it's one mold?
Right.
They're
Yep.
touching and all one piece that you could set in
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the way I would probably do it. Is just have like they're all kind of touching here.
Yeah.
You just make one mold that has all those guys in there. I don't know what you do about the pilot over there. Maybe the pilot's molded to the speeder there, but
Dude,
this
that
was
would be
another weird one.
awesome.
I love
Yeah.
when Micro Galaxy gets weird, and
Mhm.
this one's a really really cool like weird. I would love to see this in Scout class.
Yeah. Very cool. And then yeah, I think this was just the last image that I had was the AT-AT falling off the
Yeah,
side.
just a slightly different version. And here, the problem with this is I don't know. I don't know what Microgalaxy would do with this
Hmm.
because of the money and development that goes into those larger ships.
Yeah,
Is this something they could retool? I don't know. Maybe they just
the head
make an
slightly
alternate
different.
alteration to the top part of the head and
Yeah.
just the back. Maybe if they're retooling it, you could do that.
Hmm.
But it does
Yeah.
look, I don't know that we would get a screen accurate total redo for this, but who knows?
Yeah. It does look like the side of the head there, it's got the like the
Hmm.
ATDP
Those ball turrets.
ball turrets. Yeah.
Yeah. A retool,
Mhm.
it would be interesting.
It would be. Agreed. But yeah,
Well,
let's hope it lands well. The other thing that's exciting too, which we didn't include here in the pictures,
oh,
is probably the movie that's going to have the biggest influence on Micro Galaxy, which is Starfighter.
yeah. And we got
S-
that image. I should have thrown that in there, but the trailer had me, uh,
Yeah.
had tunnel vision because of that trailer. Yeah, we got another image and some set photos from that,
Hmm.
and they're on a water planet. It looks like would be cool to get some more water vehicles. So
It
it
would be.
looks like we've seen
I
a
don't think we have
speeder,
any.
we've seen some speeder, and you would assume some kind of water vehicle there. We
Yeah.
did have the bongo, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
other than that, I mean, would be really cool. Yeah, a lot of water world jokes going around.
Hmm.
A lot of people, the like eight Resistance fans out there thinking that it was the planet from Resistance with the base on it,
Oh, gotcha.
the water
The
planet there.
yeah, the
But
cartoon show or whatever, or the
yeah,
animated
real cool
series.
looking. And you know
Yeah.
what's weird is that Mando was such a massive thing. It's weird to get online this week and see so many people saying, "Oh, I'm actually more excited for Starfighter."
Yeah.
It's just kind of, and I think I might feel that way to some extent.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Mando fatigue. I don't know if it's
Mm.
just they've strung along this for so long
Yeah. There's just
that
been too
I'm
much
less
delay.
interested because season 2 was ages ago at this point.
Yeah.
Season 3 fell flat, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about Mando anymore. It's I don't know,
Yeah.
but really interesting to see a lot of people are like, hey, I'm way more stoked for Starfighter,
Yeah,
a
that's where I
Ryan
feel like,
Gosling movie.
Mandalorian did was really like a huge like pulling everybody back into the community, and then they started going through this whole, oh well, the Mandalorian could be any Mandalorian. And it's like, well, that's not really why I bought into this show. And then the whole story kind of took a sidewinder. But
A
I'm
lot of
hoping that
missteps.
I hope with Starfighter that it's going to be like it can be its own standalone film, but it can also be led into expanding it out more. And it could be a scenario where it is like a character development. It's like, yeah, Ryan Gosling is this guy or whatever, and he becomes a starfighter pilot, or like shoot, make it like Maverick or
Yeah,
Top Gun
yeah.
with Star Wars, and I'm
Uh,
in.
from what I've gathered online, I believe it's the idea is that this could, while it's mostly standalone,
Hmm.
it could potentially set up characters and threads that can lead into the Simon Kinberg trilogy
Mm,
that they're working on. Like, I guess bringing Daisy Ridley back, but
yeah,
he's
we just
he's
need.
he's writing the new trilogy
Okay,
for
cool,
10, 11, 12.
interesting.
Yeah.
They got the
But if it's
screenwriter
great, I'm
from
sure that they'll.
Maverick.
If it's really well received, I'm sure he will suddenly end up in that trilogy, or he'll get his own spinoff, and keep that series going. But weird to me that we know nothing about Disney Plus live action shows beyond Ahsoka at this point.
Hmm. I
Kind
thought
of
I saw.
strange.
I want to say I read something that it was something earlier today that was like the live action thing is ending at Ahsoka. or something like that.
Who knows, man? Weird stuff is going on with Disney. Weird stuff is going on with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Weird stuff has been going on with Star Wars and Lucasfilm. I don't know where those priorities are anymore. It'll be interesting to see how it kind of plays out. I don't know. I I think they probably threw a little too much at Disney Plus, but I don't want to see it all go away either. I did enjoy something to watch in between these theatrical releases, but we'll see. I still think one show a year. I don't know. I don't love the annual movie thing either. I wish it was every 2 years that there was a movie coming out. I hope we don't get back into this, like they're shoving theatrical films down our throat all the time, nonstop. But I don't know.
I would agree.
Final segment, Community Spotlight. Every episode, we shine a spotlight on cool things going on in the MGS community, customs, videos, displays, and photography. You can send in submissions anytime on Instagram or microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com. Kevin, you have found something cool for us this episode, I believe.
Yeah. So this is a really cool image of, like, literally we were just talking about, a water vehicle, the Bongo. So this is from Chuck Sandman out there, and doing some great pictures here in the backyard. So I'm not sure what the backyard looks like to have this cool water scene in it. Hopefully that's not
just
a
a
flooded area.
legitimate stream in the backyard.
Yeah, but I love seeing the what's that? The OPC killer is what it is. Chasing down the Bongo. That's just really cool. I mean, I love seeing all that stuff.
Not the first, second time I think that the Bongo's been featured. The Bongo is right for some cool photography and 3D print stuff.
It is, absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah, fun to be able to do that, and there's so many other ones that have been out there. Yes, there's always a bigger fish for sure. That's what we need to try to get Luke to 3D print, is whatever that other gigantic fish is that comes and eats that thing.
TK says koi pond is his guess, unless that is TK.
Yeah, nice.
Which is possible. TK, is that you? Very cool. Love it. Again, it's always so fun to see the stuff people are doing. Hopefully, with this new wave hitting shelves, people will get a little inspiration and do some cool stuff. I can't wait to see photos of the TIE Defenders and what people do with that too.
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
I know. I've got a couple things I'm going to need to get rocking on here sooner than I had anticipated.
Prints.
Yeah, some different stand options for those.
Well, Kevin, we're going to be able to end this sub 2 hours.
There we go.
I don't know how we do it, but we do it somehow. It's crazy. We stretched a little bit of news into quite the show, but
that's right.
Thank you so much, chat, for hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Missed you guys. Love hanging out and seeing everybody chat and talk to us and chat with us about these nerdy toys we love.
That's right.
Kevin, I appreciate you too. Thanks for being here with me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cole, for hosting this thing.
Yeah, man. I need to look at the schedule. I don't know what, I've got a vacation coming up here pretty soon. I'll be in Boston for a week here. That might align with where our next episode should be. So we'll kind of check that out and see what's going on. Maybe we'll get somebody else in here to help host. That was the plan from day one. It kind of fell through. I think a lot of people that I had reached out to about co-hosting didn't realize how nerdy and in the weeds we were going to be about this.
Yeah, right.
And after an episode or two, they were like, "Oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't know how to speak to that." They're like, "I like the line. I can't just yap about this thing for 2 hours."
Yeah, right.
Twice a month.
That's right.
So we'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know. Hopefully not day of like today, but you know.
Yep. The plan is always to have this planned out.
Yeah.
It just doesn't always work that way.
Life, man, you know.
Yeah.
It's like at some point down the priority list, it's there,
Mhm.
but we try to
Yes, we
make it a
do.
priority. Guys, if there's one takeaway from tonight, it's
Mhm.
get out there and hunt.
That's right.
Literally, as I say that, Jeremy says, "Happy hunting tomorrow, guys."
Yeah.
Get out there,
That's
hit
right.
those Walmarts, tag us in your pictures. Good luck. Until then,
Squad now.
squadding out. We're squadding out. Squadding out to go hunt.
That's right. See you, everybody.